A single spore drifts down through the canopy. It lands on the exoskeleton. No sound, no impact the host can feel. Within hours, it begins to germinate. A hardened shell of chitin should be an impenetrable wall. It is not. The spore applies mechanical pressure, a slow and relentless push, testing the surface for a weakness. At the same time, chemical enzymes go to work beneath it, dissolving the armor, molecule by molecule, layer by layer. There is no wound to see, no mark on the surface, just a quiet chemical negotiation, one the host is losing without knowing it has begun. The breach opens. The infection is inside.
For the next 14 to 22 days, nothing visible will change. The host will forage. It will feed. It will return to the colony each night as if nothing has happened. It has no way of knowing that its body has already been claimed. The clock has already started, and it cannot be heard. The infection does not move toward the head first. It moves outward, into the muscle. This is deliberate. The brain is left completely untouched, fully intact, fully functional. The fungus does not want a corpse. It wants a vehicle, and a vehicle needs a working engine. Thin filaments thread themselves between individual muscle fibers. They wrap each one. They feed on it. They replace it, fiber by fiber, cell by cell. In a process the host's own body does nothing to resist. There is no fever, no visible wasting, no outward sign that anything has changed. By the time the first symptoms surface, the infection already accounts for nearly 40% of its total muscle mass. The host is still walking. It is still climbing. It still looks, to any observer, entirely normal. But every contraction, every single step is now being generated by tissue that no longer belongs to it. The body has become occupied territory, and the occupation is almost complete.
This is the moment the body stops following its own commands. The host begins to climb, higher than it would ever normally travel, into a zone of the plant it would typically avoid entirely. It does not choose this route. Something else is choosing for it, and it is choosing with precision. It climbs to the north-facing side of the stem, into a narrow band of air that stays cool and humid, even at midday, even when the rest of the canopy has dried out. This location is not random. It has been selected, tested, and confirmed by countless infections before it. Then the muscles begin to hyper-contract. Not a spasm, not a twitch. A sustained, violent seizing that the host cannot override. The jaw is forced open, then driven shut, hard around the central vein of a leaf, and the mandibles lock.
This is not a bite. It is a mechanical clamp, engineered by the infection for exactly one purpose. And it does not release. Not now, not later. Even after death, even as the tissue around it dries and hardens and the body inside begins to hollow out, the grip will hold. The host will hang from that vein, silent, motionless, for the remainder of its existence. The location is not incidental. It is engineered down to the smallest variable.
cooler temperatures, humidity held above a specific threshold, airflow that drifts downward instead of dispersing outward into the open canopy. Every one of these conditions must be present at once, or the entire process fails and the infection dies with its host, unfinished. While the host hangs in position, unable to move, unable to resist, the infection turns inward. What remains of the internal organs is broken down, consumed piece by piece, one system at a time, and replaced with dense fungal mass until almost nothing original is left inside the shell. By this stage, the host is no longer in any meaningful sense alive. It is a container, a structure that has been hollowed out and repurposed for a single function. And that function has nothing to do with the creature it used to be. And it is running out of time. The final transformation is already beginning beneath the surface. The final stage begins at the base of the skull. A stalk pushes upward through the exoskeleton, slow at first, then unmistakable. It splits the tissue at the back of the head. It rises into the open air above the corpse, a structure that did not exist 24 hours earlier. At its tip, a fruiting body swells, then ruptures, releasing a fine rain of spores into the space below, thousands of them, drifting down through the same cool, still air that made this location viable in the first place. Anything that walks beneath it, within the boundary of a single square meter, enters what researchers call the killing field, a zone of near-certain infection, seeded by a single body. The corpse remains in place, locked to its vein, long after the organism inside it has finished, and long after the last spore has fallen. The cycle does not end with this one host. It never does. It only resets, spore by spore. The evidence is logged. For the ScienceTellers, those who look past the surface, the archive remains open. Subscribe for the next file.